Welcome back to KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle. Historically, people in North Omaha have struggled against systemic institutions of inequality. For example, in the 1930s, the Homeowners Loan Corporation, or HOLC, partnered with the Federal Housing Administration to create what became a legal form of housing segregation. They developed this map that deemed certain areas as a bad financial risk, making it nearly impossible for people in these, quote, hazardous zones to get home loans. Most of these red-lined areas were comprised of racial minorities and people in poverty.
The not nice version of it was really a system that the federal government put in place to keep immigrants and people of color where they wanted us to stay.
So here's an example of what redlining actually looked like. This is an HOLC map of Omaha in 1937. Each of the colors represents how lenders ranked different parts of the city. Areas in green were considered the best. That included what we now know as Dundee and Ak-Sar-Ben. The ones in blue were noted as still desirable. Yellow areas were definitely declining. Those red zones were called hazardous. Well, North Omaha's 24th Street corridor made up one of the city's hazardous zones. The other two were in South Omaha. Redlining continued until 1969 when the city of Omaha adopted the Open Housing Ordinance, making that illegal. Well, today, access to fair and equal housing is easier to come by. This year, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded $25 million to help the city transform North 30th Street. Leaders say the mixed income development will bring vital resources to those who need it most.
But if that place isn't offering you the things that you need, the amenities that you need, the outlets for recreation that you need, the safety that you need, you move away from that place no matter how much it kind of hurts you to do so. So we want to create a situation where people feel comfortable coming back to these places that they love.
Yeah, the North 30th project will expand on 75 North and which is another mixed income housing option located just minutes from North 24th Street District. Joining me again this morning is Ben Gray and Lavanya Goodwood, leaders among the North 24th District. Ben, tell me, 75 North, North 30th, what are the challenges there?
You know, North 30th, I think the biggest challenges there now is just getting the work done. Okay. Because I think there are enough people now that are in a situation where they can expand the businesses that they already have. Others are looking at investment in that area. I've had 2 phone calls this past week about North 30th Street. Had 2 more about 24th Street as well. But, I think people are finding that North Omaha is not the dangerous, crazy place that people want to make it be. Mm-hmm. and some who have ulterior motives want it to be that. But I think we're moving forward in such a way that I think you're going to see 30th Street in about 5 years is going to look a whole lot different. 24th Street is going to look a whole lot different. Ames Street is coming along. I mean, Ames Street up around the 52nd, the 60th area was almost a dead zone for a while. And then you saw all of the development start to occur with North Star and Walmart and others moving in. That set the stage for what we're doing now. And 24th Street and 30th Street are the catalyst that's going to make a lot of other things happen in North Omaha and connect other activities that are already existing in North Omaha. That connectivity is what's important at this point.
Well, Lavanya, what's your goal then? What do you want to see happen up there, the end result?
Well, vibrance, restoring it back to the vibrant business district that it once was, restoring it back to a place where the population density supports the need for services like the grocery stores, the movie theaters. Again, we have a blueprint for what North 24th Street looked like. And so we really just want to move back to the place of the vibrant, revitalized place that we need it to be. I want to talk about a couple projects that I know for a fact are happening. We just received a CBDG grant to reface our barbershop, and we really needed that because when you start talking about redlining, it still exists because of some of the disinvestment. You can't often find the comps that you need to then get loans on buildings like Goodwin Spencer Street Barbershop. But then when you can come in with those community block development grant dollars, you have the money you need for facelift for a building that's really, we're looking for local landmark status. The Carnation Ballroom is another project that's going to be similar scale. So those are 2 buildings that in the next year, they're on track to be totally facelift, and then also new programming in those buildings when you start talking about the Carnation Ballroom.
Now, you mentioned redlining. I mean, technically it ended 50 years ago in '69. You think it's still going on now?
Well, it's the underwriting practices
Okay.
that those really, I was just talking to someone in real estate. They said, when you start looking at the underwriting practices, they still exist. And some of it's systematic. So there's a straight line, even if your banker's not someone who just really just wants to keep you from buying a home or, purchasing a building. You start looking at the comps. They've been ran down. You start trying to find equity in a home. It's not there anymore. So in those situations, redlining still does exist, and if not the actual practice, the effects of it.
So how do you get around that, Ben? I mean, do you need to have all the major players in the area buy into the idea?
You got to have people who are committed to the idea.
Okay.
So we don't need a whole lot of people. In fact, we have people in our community who get in the way sometimes of investment or what we might want to try and do. But the way Rob, you have to believe that we can make this happen. You got two choices here. One, you can wallow in the redlining and all the things that occurred, the 11,000 people that were displaced as a result of the freeway, the hotel that was built in the middle of 16th Street. You can wallow in those things and continue to talk about them and be mad about them, or you can rebuild your community. Those are the only two choices you have, unless you want to just move away and try someplace else. But the problems that you see in North Omaha, you're going to see anywhere in the country. So you might as well stay here, fix it, make it happen, do what you need to do.
There is actually an exhibit going on right now about redlining.
Right.
It's a fascinating exhibit. It's called Undesign the Red Line.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it. It's at the Union for Contemporary Art, and that's located at 24th and Lake, just right by near the intersection. And it runs from now through the end of December. It's very cool. It's a great historical impact. And when you have people see that exhibits like that, do you want them to learn from that and move on? Like Ben was saying, you don't want to wallow, but how much of them do you want to take from that?
You have to take the context. And
Right.
I like to point to anyone who's really 50 or younger has no clue of the context. Because when you're a post-racial child like I am, born in the 70s, you weren't really living in the 60s, and the climate, at least in Omaha, was, hey, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And so you want to believe that things are better. And yet, when you look at an exhibit like that, it's a direct line from slavery to Jim Crow to redlining to some of the other crack epidemic practices that we've seen. There's a straight line. So you just want people to understand the truth of it. It kind of takes the air out of the argument, get over it. And maybe even somebody like myself, again, being a Gen Xer, thought, oh yeah, we'll just get over it and move on. But then the context of an exhibit like that says, no, we've got to reconcile some things. You don't have to be bitter. I don't want any person walking away with a guilt like they did this. That's not where we're going with that. But you know what they say, if you don't know your history, you're kind of destined to repeat it. So let's understand it, let's learn from it, let's use it as a building block, and let's remediate it in ways that we can.
Right. And Ben, you mentioned it before in the first segment, we were talking about youth. And passing the torch, if you will. I mean, you're still a young man, but you have to look at the people who are going to be continuing on the battle.
Well, thank you for that, Rob. But you're right. And what I think is going to take is some of these young people and you don't hear them. You don't hear them a lot. There are people that come into my office, we sit and talk, they have an idea, we help them flesh that idea out. I sat for a long time because I knew the business improvement district was going to be a giant task to take on. And I was a little reluctant to do it without a champion. I got a champion.
Nice.
We can get some of these things done now. And it's going to be young people that are going to move that needle. We're going to be the guiding force. I mean, you cannot, what bothers me sometimes is people believe in this generation gap. The fact of the matter is that, in African societies, the elderly were those who taught, and the young people were the ones who did. And that's kind of what we're seeing today. Those of us who have been through those wars can teach. Those who understand those wars can learn from it and develop.
Excellent point. Lavanya, Ben, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to keep watching the 24th Street. It's nothing but an upward track there. So,
I believe so.
yeah,
Yeah.
best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, let your voice be heard. We have more on how you can get involved in creating a better future for North Omaha. You're watching KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.